Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Xenogears! Last time we went through a very long sequence that is of course still not over yet, as you can see. And this time we are going to engage in Boss Gauntlet against Elly's subordinates again. Of course they haven't really announced that yet, but oh well, we kind of know what's up. We need to stop this big-ass ship from obliterating the entire city of Nortun with a nuclear explosion. So, to begin, we have this guy who guards. That's no good. File driver! Well, there goes my armor. Let's see if I can... Wow, he's fast, too. Oh, thank God for evasion. Let's see if we can end him this way. Usually it takes a single attack, or 2 single attacks and 2 death blows, I think, to take this guy down. Now, there is one enemy in this gauntlet who does have the ability to drop an item. I'm not sure if the drop rate is 100% or not. Ow. But it is a very important drop. It's actually a beam coat, which we will need a little later on here. There we go. Took him down. The enemies, I think, usually have between 1,500 and 2,000, somewhere around there in terms of HP. So I wouldn't worry too much about these fights. The only thing that makes it slightly difficult is the fact that it's consecutive fights with no chance for healing. If you are underpowered and you don't have the latest engine and the latest armor and at least 4,000 HP, I would recommend equipping the heal HP. Gotta love my evasion rings so much. I would recommend, like I was saying, words, stuff, things, equipping that HP Restore 30% item. That way you'll have the ability to heal yourself in this fight. Not this particular round of the fight, but somewhere along the way you may want it. If you have enough evasion and you have a couple response circuits as well as the magnetic coat, you know, as you can see, it's a lot easier to get through here when you're dodging the vast majority of things that they try and hit you with. If you aren't evading as much, you might be in a little more trouble than this. So just kind of be aware that you can take a lot of damage in some of these fights, specifically this one. This one does quite a bit of damage. But he's gone now, so... That's why I think evasion is more useful than defense, because the amount of additional defense you're going to get isn't really all that much. But the amount of evasion you can get with, you know, the right equipment and the right gear accessories is significant and can have a lasting effect on everything. It's interesting how Hammer is now referring to Satan as Master here. It's interesting. I'm not sure if it has any significance, but maybe it's just his great amount of respect that he's gained for Satan. Who knows? Okay. And there is Rico. Your town is burning. Yeah, no doubt. It's like a prison. Aww. Rico, you're depressing. And he just ran away. Well, I guess there goes that option. Anyway, time for round 3. This time, this is the one that drops the beam armor, or the beam coat, so kind of be aware of that. And there's more dodging. As long as you have, I'd say, about 1,500 HP at the end of this battle, you should be good for the last part of there. So just kind of be aware of that. If you're down to like 500, you're probably hooped. But just kind of be aware. God, I love evasion. That evasion ring says it does next to nothing. You know, it says it increases evasion, but doesn't actually seem to do anything. But yeah, it seems to increase the amount of evasion you have a lot. So I'm going to go for the bigger combo here, just for something different to do. It doesn't... actually, it does. It takes him down in 3 hits instead of 4. So I guess that is more effective there. And we learned Counterforce here, and we get the beam coat. Nice. If you don't get that beam coat, reload and make sure you get that beam coat. It will be of great effect in the upcoming sequence there. Only 2 enemies, huh? And reinforcements! Yes! Rico finally grew himself some nuts, and he's going to help us defend the city. And of course, he has to have a good response to actually having character development, so that it doesn't seem like character development, even though it actually is. Yeah, let's go. Anyway, we have Rico's help for this fight, and this fight is a lot easier. I would definitely, this is why I recommended equipping Rico's gear with response circuits and an old circuit much earlier on when we had access to him in the sewers. If you did not, he will have the same crap gear he had before, which is like an HP frame restore like 50, which sucks. I'm going to hit boosters here because I don't care all that much, and because, yeah, they use beam attacks, so kind of be aware of that. You may want to have the beam coats on for this fight, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. There we go. And I would alternate and have each one attack the other target, because it'll be more effective in the long run. Having booster on in this fight will make it go by quite a bit faster. But I'm not too worried about the amount of damage that they're going to inflict anyway, so yeah, they're doing 80 damage per hit. You're very unlikely to have Rico die in this fight. If Faye lost too much HP prior to this fight starting, like I said, if you have below 1500, you might be in trouble. I would recommend that. Like I said, if you have 500, you have to get really lucky in this fight and have them focus almost entirely on Rico, unless you can heal. There we go. So we got you down. I'm not too worried about losing fuel here, because after this fight you get a full HP and fuel restore prior to the final fight there. And of course there is one more. Yeah, kind of a problem here. Oh, so we're gonna dance with her on our own, are we? There we go. Rico's full of confidence. I'll head on ahead. You stay here and flirt with your girlfriend. And we have final boss time. Well, not final boss in the game, but final boss of the boss gauntlet time. Which actually isn't a boss fight at all. She didn't agree. You told her to, she said she couldn't, and then that's how you guys left it. Okay. Yep, do exactly as I'm told, and not know exactly what's going on. Apparently you are now an enemy, Faye. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, using your normal attacks, you're not going to be very effective. However, if you use those air rods, you're going to be a little more effective than just using your fists. Okay. Wanted to change, but couldn't. That's because you locked yourself into the military. If you left, you would have all the freedom in the world. So again, same kind of choice. There you go. That's kind of what I said. Please understand. this is true. He's lost anywhere he had to belong. They're all missing, probably dead. Disappeared after the battle. He doesn't have anywhere to belong to. He's been in prison for the last, 10 episodes. And because of that, that's basically been his home. Who are you fighting for? Well, right now he's fighting for the people who can't fight for themselves. That's kind of dark there, buddy. Oh, they're going to wrestle again. And they kind of fly off together. Okay then, that was anticlimactic considering that was a battle, technically. The glass shattered, so... And those sound effects mean... What? What's going on here? Oh, I guess, yeah, the gears are both kind of laying there in a very prone situation. This is what you've done. He's using a very effective measure of trying to illustrate what's going on here, getting her right up and personal with the damage being done, letting her see the pain and the anguish on her enemies to humanize them and allow her to kind of see them as more people than as enemies, which of course is a very effective strategy. Game. You seem to know so much about her, besides the fact that you've only known her for, a couple of days in the forest, and then a few minutes in Ave, and then another maybe couple of hours in the Crags. You seem to know her way better than you probably should. You gonna explain that, buddy? No, probably not. Yeah. Looking for a place to fit in. So, the pacifist is now of the mindset it's better to fight than do nothing. Fighting helps you or your friends even a little bit. It's worthwhile. I love Faye's character arc over the past, basically 3 little arcs of the game, the Faye's arc, and then Bart's arc, and then Rico's arc. It's still, of course, is always focused on Faye, but his character's been growing throughout all of these, and even though they haven't been fitting into each other, like Bart's has very little to do with Rico's arc directly, but Faye's been growing over the length of it, and having his experiences in the previous arc is helping him grow even more in this one. Now we learn something else. Dominia, which I did mention, I believe, her reference there to angels of control. She is one of the elements, Ramses' personal guard. We haven't learned much about the elements, but we will in due time. Nothing to do with Giza. Well, Hammer kind of does. He's been in jail there for quite a while. But they're definitely desperately trying to get the civilians to safety. Even Rico, who must hate this town and its leader, still stays. That's why he's got to go. He's got to go help Rico. And, of course, everybody else at the same time. But anyway, that's pretty much that. He did the best job he possibly could. And we have an option to save. I would recommend saving. Even if you don't want to save, select yes, because we get a heal and we get to adjust our equipment, which I will do, and I will see you in a moment. Okay, I'm all set up here. I have moved my equipment around a little bit. I now have the evasion ring and the step shoes on Rico there. And if you check our gear equipment here, we have 2 beam coats on Faye, which will make him invulnerable in this fight. And we have a single beam coat over here with additional response circuits and of course the additional evade, so hopefully he takes less damage that way. If I had 4, I'd put 2 on each of them because they do stack, and this will completely nullify, or at least it should, clearly nullify all beam damage. So once you've done all that, make sure you make yourself a save point or a save file there, save state, however you want to do it, and resume. And in doing so, we immediately get thrown into the boss fight against a very long object. Yeah, the big heck, the blimp, or whatever this is. Anyway, what were you doing? You've made a girlfriend. Should be able to change the course of the ship. Well, yes, Dominia, whatever her name is. Anyway, just one more extra run is not going to allow you to break down the ship bomb heck thing, whatever. Of course not. We're not going to take the ship down. We're going to take you down, and then we're going to take the ship down. Anyway, first things first, booster. Most definitely booster. She only has 2 attacks, and they're both beam attacks. So hit booster, and then start wailing away on her. There's not all that much to this fight, really, if you're properly prepared. So that should do 0 damage, even if it hits. And yeah, just start building up your attacks there. I think this comes off as a counter. Either that, or she's just really fast and she goes in between the ones all the time. But yeah, if you've properly prepared for this fight, it is not very difficult. If you have not, it can be somewhat difficult. She can summon, I think, soldiers at random points in the fight, though usually she's dead before that happens in my case. So let's just go all out and hit with the level 2 death blows. They're a little more powerful, not much, but go with the level 2 death blows, at least at the start. We will eventually need to fight something else. She summons soldiers once in a while, but she can also summon a big cannon, which can deal over 1,000 damage, even with a single beam coat on. So yeah, obviously we're going to want to get rid of that ASAP when it does show up. But until that happens, don't worry too much. It's one of the upsides to saving up for level 2 death blows is once it does show up, hopefully you have a couple of levels built up already. So once you're here, just select down to select this one. It will tend to go back a lot, the cursor that you're targeting. In this case, Rico's for some reason is targeting this one, but a lot of the time it resets the target, especially on Faye. As you see, it reset it back to the other one, so you got to make sure you pull it back. Now let's see if we can end this thing, because if you leave this thing alive too long, like I said, it does a lot of damage. In fact, I'm just going to use level 1 death blows if I can. I want to get this thing out of the way as soon as possible. As soon as that's gone, you can focus your attacks right back on her, and that's pretty much all there is to this fight. There isn't all that much left. I think she's got 7,500 HP. That Super Air Rod has 1,500. But yeah, let's just end her real quick. Now, even though I do slightly more damage with level 2 death blows, I'll probably be using level 1 death blows after this round here, because if you spend more time building up for those, a lot of the times the battle will be drawn out even longer. It's more useful, you know, early fight, but as soon as you think you're, you know, 2/3 of the way through boss's HP or even a normal enemy's HP, start going with level 1 death blows, just because you can get them off faster and deal more damage faster, even though the actual amount of damage isn't all that much. Alright. Still the same counters, yeah. If you've properly equipped for this fight, very, very easy. I did learn Counterforce with Faye after the last battle there, so I think that what that does is it allows him to counter the next thing that hits him, if I'm not mistaken. I can't access it here, so we'll have to take a look at that later. There we go. And of course you're going to counter every attack. This is probably a fight that could have warranted me recording the boss fight and then running it fast forward and talking over the fast forwarded footage. But oh well. She voices revenge, and we get a butt ton of experience. Get some levels here. Nice, got 2 strength. Awesome. And we get an HP drive and 20,000 G. Now, you're kind of wondering why I haven't been worried too much about gear upgrades and why I've been kind of saving my money. We get a lot of money here. Eventually, we're going to be able to spend more than that in one shopping trip, and yeah, we're just going to run right out of money. So, yeah, kind of be aware of that. Anyway, that's pretty much all the time I have for this episode of Let's Play Xenogears. Leave me on a cliffhanger. Anyway, next time we're going to try and break through here. But yeah, so that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.